Hi, we're i4Games, an indie tabletop company. We founded in 2013, and since then we've successfully launched 3 games through Kickstarter. One of our latest projects is Defense Force Ultra, a cooperative drafting game with a theme based on Super Sentai shows like Power Rangers. Ultra appeals to fans of games like Sentinels of the Multiverse and Sushi Go, and is played by 3 to 5 players. We demoed an earlier version of this game at BFIG. Now in Ultra, players are teenagers with extraordinary powers who have teamed up to become the Defense Force Ultra Squad. The squad is dedicated to protecting the people of their hometown of Phoenix Bluff and all of Earth from villainous masterminds and fearsome monsters. In the game, players are teaming up to fight against a villain deck, and they draft cards from a hero deck in order to create sets of actions to use. Unlike most drafting games, players are working together to try to help others complete the sets they need. Players also have unique special abilities, like drafting to other players or drawing additional cards. To win, players have to bring the villain to 0 health. If instead the villain brings all of the players to 0 health, the villain wins. Heroes start with 15 health, and there's no player elimination. If only one or some players lose all their health, they're not out of the game. They instead follow special rules that we'll get to later. To set up Ultra, players first assemble the hero deck they want to use. Hero deck must include a certain mix of different types of action cards. Players can create a deck that caters to their tastes. For instance, they might prefer more defensive cards, or they might want to have more aggressive ones. Or, to go for a faster setup, they can use a suggested deck described in the rulebook. Each hero deck will include 6 types of lone hero cards and 2 types of team hero cards. Hero cards let players take actions such as dealing damage to the villain, healing a player, increasing the impact of another player's attack, or reducing the damage that a hero takes when the villain strikes. One special card is called Mimic, and it helps players complete other sets being built. Players also select a villain deck to fight against. In this case, we're using the evil Dr. Killbetter. You can see on his card that he starts with 60 health. During each round, the villain goes first. On the very first turn, the villain will follow their setup actions described on the villain card. For Dr. Killbetter, that means finding the Zombie S card in the villain deck, then drawing the top card of his zombie deck, and playing both cards. If it wasn't the first turn, he'd just follow his standard turn action, revealing the top card of his deck and then activating this card and any other cards that remained face up from his previous turn. After the villain action's complete, it's the hero's turn, during which they'll draft cards and take actions. First, shuffle the hero deck and deal each player 7 cards face down. Then players draft, selecting 1 card to keep and putting it face down in front of them. They simultaneously reveal these cards. This lets players see what sets each other are trying to make, and during these reveal moments is also when cards' actions take effect. If a single player has 3 copies of a lone hero card, they've created a set. It activates immediately, they use the card's effect, and they discard the set. If multiple players create a lone hero card set at the same time, the set's combo. And this doesn't have to be the same kinds of lone hero cards either. If I've got 3 Gatling Jab cards, and you've got 3 guard cards, our set's combo. Instead of taking the normal effect described on the cards, we take the combo effects, which are stronger. Players might also find that they've created team hero sets. These don't combo, but their effects are stronger than the lone hero sets. To use team hero cards, multiple players have to each collect copies of that card. For example, if all the players have a copy of the team hero card Surround, it activates. Likewise, if 2 players each have 2 copies of the Duo Strike team card, this card activates. Once all the sets that were created have been used and discarded, players return to drafting. They pass their remaining hand to the player next to them, look at their new hand of 6, choose a card to keep, place it face down in front of them, and at the same time they flip them and see if any sets remain. The process of drafting and activating sets continues until each player has only 2 cards in hand. Then they choose one to use and discard the remaining card. Once the heroes are done drafting and activating cards, a new round begins. Any cards that are still in front of players remain there and begin used towards making sets next time, and then it's time for the villain's turn. Now there's a few other details to keep in mind. Hero cards aren't the only way to take actions. Each hero also has a special ability that they can use once per draft when relevant. For example, One player ability lets that player discard a card in front of them to either heal a player for 2 or deal 2 damage to their choice of target. Another ability lets a player put the cards they've drafted in front of another player instead to help them complete a set. As the game progresses, both heroes and villains take damage. If a hero falls to 0 health, they're considered down. They're still in the game, but they cannot gain health or be targeted by an attack, and their abilities are weaker. And that's all the rules. Here's a short clip of gameplay so you can get a taste of how it all comes together. Thanks for watching.
Alright.
Alright, we're good.
Thank you, sir. Alright, we're passing left.
Yeah, right. Take a photo. On your checklist. Every other tile can you find anything else in the board from your discard pile with the capital tile.
So this would mean that like
Special rule.
Thank you. Alright, ready? Reveal.
Yay! Oh boy. Okay, great.
Got team foes, a Gatling jab, and a guard happens.
A guard happens and a mimic happens.
And a mimic happens, so they're comboed.
Yep.
all right.
2
defense to 2 people.
So give,
And 2 defense to people.
yeah, so give 2 white beads to 2 people.
Okay.
It's all one right now.
And go ahead and ditch your guards.
All right. And now I've got
Ditch your guards.
I've got two to dole out. It seems like it would be crazy not to mimic and maybe supply.
That could work.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, so Jamie, you're comboing with yourself.
Okay, so I have to do the mimic first.
Well, you can choose the order. They're activating simultaneous.
Yeah. Do the supply first, right? Because we have less control over.
1, 2, 3.
Again,
Alright, we have a Gatling jab and more supplies.
minus 2.
I might actually want to, yeah, I might want to give.
First of all, as we discussed,
If I give this to you, we're not gonna be able to combo with anything.
Is that
Right. Oh, that makes sense.
Or no, because I mimic right after.
Well, no, this is separate activations.
okay? Right.
Yeah, so I might not want to give it to you right now.
I actually have a question about that. He gives the Gatling jab. He puts the Gatling jab here.
Right.
Does the Gatling jab need to be resolved before?
It gets resolved after the mimic. So things happen simultaneously, so technically the mimic is happening at the same time. And then he Gatling jabs alone because no one else is doing something at the same time.
Got it. You may want to throw that Gatling jab somewhere else.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually load you up with stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
So you have some options.
Yep.
And cool, so that's gone. And now the mimic.
Which now you can actually make 2 Gatling jabs happen at once, I think.
You could do that. That might be the smartest.
That might not suck. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Legally craft.
Do that.
Nice.
And now we both have 5 damage to split across and everything.